welcome back. So the very first video I posted to this channel was my F-16 quick start video. Since then, some things have changed to make the startup procedure a little bit more realistic, and I love it. One of the things I actually called out in my first video was the RPM percentage before you go over the horn. They hadn't modeled it yet, so I took advantage of it, and we went over the horn right after start 2. Saved us 20 seconds of waiting for the engine to spin up. You can't do that in real life. I've actually seen firsthand what that looks like if you go over the horn before you get to 20%. Alright, so now you actually have to wait till the RPM percentage is at 20%. Then you can go over the horn. Going over the horn, this is the horn right here, this little metal nub. Going over the horn is lifting the throttle to get that lever around it to get to the idle position. They've added a couple things to the startup procedure, so I figured I'd make a new quick start video going over those step by step from left to right, and show you how easy it is to get the F-16 and DCS up and running with everything you need to start firing missiles and dropping bombs. This is not going to be realistic. This is not going to be by the book. If that's what you're looking for, there's plenty of videos out there that go over the real procedure, or at least very close to it from what I've seen. But really, and if you really want me to, I could probably do that, but really my channel, what I'm trying to do, there's a lot of people out there that are just starting out or just bought the F-16, and I'm just trying to make videos that are quick and easy to understand, get these guys up in the air on multiplayer sessions and having fun. So first step, we're going to go over here, set the electrical switch up to main power. JFS start 2, never go start 1, everybody knows that. Always go start 2. Now I know there's a debate online about start 1, start 2. In my opinion, it's ridiculous. It doesn't matter. I haven't seen any change, any evidence that ED has set some sort of algorithm to make it realistic with start 1 not actually starting the jet sometimes. I can tell you from experience, start 2 every time. Alright, over here, IFF, set that to norm. Set your nav lights to norm. Radio to main. You really don't need this, but if you're going for realism, you want to power up the jet, go main power. Main, you can ask the tower for startup clearance. RWR, power it on. Just push that button right there. All these go on. We don't have a jammer, but eventually we will. Get in the habit. Turn on the chaff flare buckets, set the mode to bypass. It's a single press of the chaff flare button equals 1 chaff flare. Semi-automatic. You can go to these other programs or set your own custom. That's fine, but I like bypass. The helmet-mounted queuing system, brightness all the way up. Arm your seat. Taxi light on. Over here, there's a rocker. Just roll this all the way up. That's your HUD brightness. Your AOA lights, turn them up. Nose-wheel steering lights, turn them up. Zero out your artificial horizon there. This top row of switches, turn them all on. On. You can give this one a second click because I like the radar altimeter. Your DED display brightness all the way up. Back here, your avionics box. You're going to turn everything on. We don't have a map, but we're going to turn it on anyway just to keep with the flow. On. And your INS, go to stored heading. All right. The time it took to do all that, now the JFS has had time to spin up the motor to above 20%, and now we can go over the horn. So right shift home, over the horn. Your F-tit, I believe if I remember right, the fan turbine inlet temperature is what that stands for. It's going to get real hot. Once you get to about 50% to 60% RPM, it's going to start cooling down. There we go. Alright, we're going to wait for everything to come alive here. Waiting for that RWR signal. There we go. We are up and running. So, the next step, the INS is aligning, and that's because we got this switch to stored heading. So it's starting to do its alignment. It's going to take some time. So while we wait on that to happen, we're going to press list and hit 0 for miscellaneous, and for R we're just going to hit recall. That goes to the HEMIX display clutter menu. You can declutter or put whatever you want on it, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go to the next page, so dauber right, and we're going to select each step of the alignment process. So we're going to select course, All right, and for you TrackIR guys, hit F7. So without F7, you can see very sensitive. Hit F7 and it actually dampens the movement of your head. So hit F7 for this part, and then line these crosses up, a little cross with the big cross, and then hit Enter. Hold it there. There we go. And then you're going to hit Select to commit that change. Select again, and now you're going to use the radar cursor switch to line these up. There we go, and hit Select again to commit that change, and Select again to start the roll. If my head was tilted, I could probably line that up, but it's not, so let's, there we go, and then hit Select to commit, and we're done. And the alignment on the INS is also done. You can hit List, and then 6 for INS, and there it is, 10, ready. Go back here, set that to Nav, and that's it. You're set, ready to go. Everything you need to get up in the air. Turn on your nose wheel steering and taxi out. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do a demonstration without explaining each step, and you can see how fast this is. It's real easy. Alright, here we go. Let's go down here. Yeah, that whole start one, start two debate. There's two bottles back there. They're accumulators and they spin up the JFS. They're pressurized at 3,000 psi. Start one shoots one of the bottles. Start two does both of them. The only time I saw start one was at Luke Air Base, and those were old Block 25s, Pratt & Whitney engines. And the student pilots always went start, well, not always, but they did start one a lot, and half the time those old Pratt & Whitneys wouldn't even start with start one. Really irritating. It got so often that I actually brought a T-handle to every launch, because I never knew when I was going to spend 15 minutes in the wheel well pumping that thing back up. Yes, the F-16, if it has a hung start, is like a wind-up toy. You got to pump it back up before it'll start again. Alright, aligned. And done. That's it. Taxi out. Go get some revenge on that dude that just shot you down on that multiplayer session. Alright, hope that helped.